She wanted dinner with friends. I wanted a confession. It was her idea, naturally a small celebration at our favorite restaurant, the one where we used to laugh until the lights dimmed for closing. She said she had news. Her eyes sparkled too brightly, rehearsing joy. I knew that look. I'd seen it once before, in our wedding photos when she said yes to me. But even then, her gaze was already somewhere else. That night, I let her plan everything, the guest list, the menu, even the wine I wouldn't drink. I smiled, played along, because I already knew her news. 6 months earlier, she stopped touching me. No fight, no reason, just cold distance in a bed that used to be ours. I tried patience, humor, silence. She always had an excuse: work stress, hormones. Not tonight. Then, one morning, she started wearing perfume again. Lipstick too, the shade she once said made her feel dangerous. I noticed before she did. Secret texts, bathroom locks, long drives after work. Betrayal has a scent, and once you breathe it in, it never leaves. I started seeing patterns: late-night showers, sudden diet changes, flinching when I touched her stomach. Something wasn't right. I checked her phone, not messages. She was careful, but she forgot the car's Bluetooth. Same number every few days. Mark, office. Except Mark didn't work in her office. He worked in mine. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Silence cuts deeper than anger. Slowly, methodically, I gathered evidence. Cloud copies of texts, screenshots of calls, receipts, the lipstick trace on his coffee mug. When she talked about wanting a baby, I realized she wasn't reconnecting. She was hiding something. I found the pregnancy test she stashed in her gym bag, positive, and I hadn't touched her in months. I met Mark the next day, coffee like old acquaintances. He didn't know I knew. Avoiding eye contact, stirring his cup too long. Guilty always do. I followed him to a small East Side apartment, the one she'd rented for yoga. That was the moment I stopped being a husband. I became an architect of consequence. I quietly separated finances, shifted assets, secured the house in my name. I visited the clinic under the guise of insurance checks, asked about paternity tests. Perfect. Over the next weeks, I played the part, supportive, oblivious. Flowers, kisses, listening while she spoke about trying for a baby. She believed she was fooling me. She didn't realize she was rehearsing her own downfall. Then came tonight. She glowed, the liars glow when they think they've won. Our friends laughed, unaware this dinner was a stage, and I was about to raise the curtain. She clinked her glass. I have an announcement, she said. Everyone leaned in. I leaned back. I'm pregnant. Cheers, toasts, laughter. Her eyes searched mine for the shocked husband, the teary-eyed joy. I smiled calmly instead. Congratulations, honey, I said, voice steady, almost tender. Then, I placed an envelope on the table. Silence fell. This, I said, is from the clinic you visited 3 weeks ago. Her face drained. What are you talking about? I tapped the paper. The paternity test. Didn't know they kept a copy of your signature. Mark froze mid-sip. Panic rippled through the air. I slid another document across. Photos, call logs, receipts, ultrasound appointments booked under her maiden name. Silence, heavy and suffocating. You said you wanted to start a family, I said softly. I just didn't realize you met with my coworker. Someone gasped. Mark muttered something and left. Her lips trembled, her face drained. I signed the divorce papers yesterday, I continued. Everything you thought we owned together isn't. Your things will be packed by the door. Her hand reached across the table, shaking. Please, we can. I cut her off. No. You made sure of that. I stood, placed a few bills beside her untouched dessert. Dinner's on me. Consider it a farewell gift. Then I walked out. I didn't look back at her crying, not because I didn't care, but because I had cared too much for too long. That night, driving home with windows down, the cold air cleared her from my lungs. The house was quiet, peaceful. Revenge doesn't need shouting or blood. Sometimes it's just truth, timed perfectly, delivered calmly, like a scalpel instead of a hammer. When you finally cut out the rot, you realize how light peace can feel. I didn't destroy her, I just showed her reflection in a brighter light. She shattered. That night, revenge was warm, like freedom finally exhaling.